Now I'm going to show you how to do my personal favorite, the heart design. For this design, you need 4 colors, 2 for your heart and 2 for the background. I chose pink and black for mine. Fold your string in half. Make sure you use all your strings to make a knot 1/2 inch from the top. This knot will be used to hold your butterfly clip in place and finish your bracelet. Now the pattern of your colors is very important for this one. And the number 2 slot should be the color of your heart. The number 3 will be the color of your background. 4 will be the color of your heart again. 5 and 6 will be the color of the background. And since my background's black, 7 will be the color of your heart again. 8 will be the background, and 9 will be the heart. Just to clarify, 2 is the heart, 3 is the background, 4 is the heart, 5 and 6 are the background, 7 is the heart, 8 is the background, and 9 is the heart. This pattern starts out just like the arrow pattern. Pick up the number 2 in your right hand and the number 3 in your left and do 2 right-handed knots. Put your number 3 in your 2 slot, pick up your number 4, and do 2 more right-handed knots. 4 moves to 3, pick up 5, and 2 more right-handed knots. Make sure you're pulling your string tight towards the top. Now you'll put that string in the number 5 slot, pick up the number 9 with your left hand, the number 8 with your right, and it's 2 left-handed knots. Use the backwards 4, place your 8 and your 9 and pick up your number 7 string. 2 more left-handed knots, place your 7 and your 8 and pick up the 6. Do 2 more left-handed knots, and place your 6 and your 7 and pick up your 5 and do 2 more left-handed knots. Place those 2 strings in the 5 and 6 slot, and we're going to work our way from the outside again. Pick up the number 2 with your right hand, the number 3 with your left, and do 2 right-handed knots. Place it in the number 2 slot and pick up the number 4 and do 2 more right-handed knots. Put the 4 in the 3 and pick up the 5, 2 more right-handed knots. Then you'll place the 5 in the 4 and place that string in the 5 slot. Pick up the 9 with your left hand, the 8 with your right, use the reverse 4 to do 2 left-handed knots. 8 in the 9 and pick up the 7 and do 2 more left-handed knots. The 7 moves to the 8 and pick up the 6 for 2 more left-handed knots. You should now have 2 black in the center and make 2 more left-handed knots. Now if your strings ever get loose, you can just pull them from the bottom to make them tight. Now pay attention closely here. Pick up the number 3 with your left hand and pick up the number 2 with your right and do 2 left-handed knots. This will switch the position, so now your background color should be in 2 and your heart color in 3. We'll do this on the other side by picking up the number 8 with our right hand and the number 9 with our left, except now you're going to do 2 right-handed knots. The heart should be your number 8 and your background should be number 9 now. Now we're going to take the number 3 string in our right hand and the number 4 in our left and do 2 right-handed knots. Place that one in your 3, pick up the 5 and do 2 more right-handed knots. The 5 should move to the 4 and place that string in your 5th slot. Now pick up the 8 with your left hand and the 7 with your right and do 2 left-handed knots. Remember, this is the reverse 4. Place the 7 in the 8 and pick up the 6 and do 2 more left-handed knots. 6 moves to the 7, pick up the 5, and 2 more left-handed knots. Now pick up your number 3 with your left hand and your number 2 with your right, and do 2 left-handed knots. Put the 2 in the 3 and your last one in the 2. Move to the other side, pick up the 8 with your right hand, the 9 with your left hand, and do 2 right-handed knots. Place the 9 in the 8, and the pink will move to your 9. Now pick up the 3 in your right hand and the 4 in your left, and do 2 right-handed knots. Place the 4 in the 3, pick up the 5, and do 2 more right-handed knots. Place the 5 in the 4 and your leftover string in the 5. Now pick up the number 8 in your left hand and the 7 in your right, and do 2 left-handed knots. Place the 7 in the 8, pick up your number 6, and do 2 more left-handed knots. Place the 6 in the 7, pick up your 5, and do 2 left-handed knots. Place those strings back in the middle. Now working from the outside again, pick up your number 2 in your right, your 3 in your left, and do 2 right-handed knots. Move the 3 to the 2 and pick up the 4, 2 more right-handed knots. Move the 4 to the 3 and pick up the 5, and do 2 more right-handed knots. Place the 4 and the 5 and your leftover string in the 5 slot. Pick up your 9 in your left, the next in the number 8 slot, and do 2 left-handed knots. Move the 8 to the 9 and pick up your number 7 and do 2 more left-handed knots. Move the 7 to the 8, pick up the 6, and do 2 more left-handed knots. Move the 6 to the 7, and to complete the bottom of your heart, do 2 left-handed knots with the 5 and 6 strings. Place them back in the middle, then we'll start on the outside again. Pick up the number 2 and the number 3 and make 2 right-handed knots. Place the 3 in the 2 and pick up your next string in 4 and make 2 more right-handed knots. Place the 4 in the 3 and pick up the 5 and make 2 more right-handed knots. Place the 5 in the 4 and your leftover string in the 5. Pick up the 9 with your left hand and the 8 with your right, and do 2 left-handed knots. Move the 8 to the 9, pick up the 7, and do 2 more left-handed knots. Pick up the 6 and do 2 more left-handed knots. Then move it over to the 7 slot. Then pick up the 5 and we'll do 2 more left-handed knots and place these strings in the middle. Now you've completed your first heart. To keep moving on the heart pattern, take your number 3 thread and do 2 left-handed knots with your number 2 thread. The black should be in the 2 and the pink should be in the 3. And we're going to do the same going out on the other side. Do a right-handed knot with your 8 and 9. So the pink should move to the middle and the black should be in the 9. Now pick up your number 3 thread and your number 4 and do 2 right-handed knots. Move the 4 to 3, pick up the 5, and do 2 right-handed knots. Place the 5 and the 4 in your leftover string in the 5, and now we're working from the other side again. Picking up the 8, you're going to do 2 left-handed knots on the number 7 string. Move the 7 to the 8, pick up the 6, and do 2 more left-handed knots. And now both pinks should be in the middle again, and then you'll do 2 left-handed knots. Place them both in the middle, go back to your number 3 string, and do 2 left-handed knots with your number 2 string. The pink should be on the outside, the black should be on the inside, and now moving over to the other side, take your number 8 and do 2 right-handed knots with your number 9. Place the black back on the inside and the pink on the outside. Now pick up your number 3 in your right hand and your number 4 and do 2 right-handed knots. Move the 4 to the 3 and pick up the 5 and do 2 more right-handed knots. The 5 should move to the 4 and your leftover string should go on the 5. Pick up your number 8 and with your number 7, do 2 left-handed knots. Pick up your next string, moving towards the center, and do 2 more left-handed knots. Now both blacks should be in the center to do 2 more left-handed knots. And now we're back where we started again. And you just pick up the 2 and start working your way to the middle and repeat the pattern. The more knots you make, the more hearts you'll create. And the more hearts you create, the longer your bracelet will start to grow. As you can tell, at the end my string started to get really short. This is where the butterfly clip came in handy because I could move it down and it would help keep my strings in place. Now that I've made a lot of hearts, I'm going to check to see if this fits. This one's just perfect for me, so I'm going to show you how to finish it. Place your bracelet back under the butterfly clip, take 3 strings from the left and 3 from the right. This will leave 2 in the middle to create your braid. The braid will help you knot off your bracelet to finish it. Make a nice tight braid. And when you finish your braid, loop it around, pull all the strings through the middle, and then push your knot up towards your friendship bracelet nice and tight. I'm going to make another knot right on top of that. Pull all your strings through the middle and push it nice and tight right on top. Now you can unclip your friendship bracelet, and that knot will fit perfectly into the loop you made in the beginning. Just cut off the ends and now you're ready to share them with your best friend, your mom, or maybe even your boyfriend.